Ekkokammer is going international. We got a UK-based guy here, Nick Hall.
Hello.
We got a Swedish lady here, Julia Lindström. Hello.
Hey.
So today's Ekkokammer is going to be in English, just so you're warned, listeners on either YouTube or iTunes. So, how are you guys?
Very well, thank you. A little bit sick. Slightly got like the English flu, but apart from that, I'm fine.
Yeah, we've got the Norwegian flu as well.
Yeah,
well, not
I
the
think
flu, like the
my
cold.
throat is a bit sore. I think you can hear it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're all like raspy voices.
Yeah.
Extra sexy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's perfect for this episode's topic. Are you guys single?
Yes, I am.
No.
It feels so weird to say yes to that question.
Why does it feel weird?
Because I've never been single before. It feels like I got my first boyfriend when I was 15, and then from that until now, I've been like switch boyfriends, and doesn't have that single time in between. So, yeah, 9 months now I've been single.
That's good. That's amazing.
Do you think? What's amazing?
Well, I think it's good
the
for
relationship part, or
yeah, no, I'm thinking it's good that you've been able to be single for 9 months.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's been nice.
Or it's nice.
Yeah, after
can
a
be
while
nice.
it's nice. Yeah,
Yeah.
it can be really nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've been single for my entire life almost. My longest relationship was 3 months, and one of the reasons I brought Julia here is because I feel like we're in a relationship, just not a sexual one, but emotionally I feel like we're very much married.
Yeah, we are. I guess we
Yeah.
are. I don't know how many texts I'll send you during the day.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like watching Big Brother when you just have it going on and then
Constant stream of
Yeah,
information
yeah.
from someone else's life.
Yeah. So I always know what's going on, what she's thinking, where she is,
It's a good
what
thing.
she's eating. Yeah, you know.
What I'm eating. Okay.
Okay, that's a lie.
You
That
even
might
share
be a lie.
meals.
But
Yeah.
you're engaged
I am.
to a wonderful, wonderful woman.
Congratulations for that.
Thank you. Very kind. Until I met said wonderful woman, I was single for 4.5 years, nearly 5 years. Yeah,
That's a long
it's a
time.
long time, huh? I know. And I think I probably only really enjoyed about maybe a year and a half of that. And it was all at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, just before I met someone who I really like. And I think there's something interesting in that. It took me
Yeah.
a long time to be happy
Exactly.
being single.
Because
Yeah.
that
why
can
is
take
that,
a while.
I think.
Uh,
You had a long relationship before that?
so I had 2 long relationships back to back, from when I was 17 to when I was 20, and then from when I was about 21 to when I was 24. And then I met my fiance when I was 28. So I had these 2 very long relationships without any single time in between. And then when the second one finished, I met somebody else almost straight away, and I was with her for 6 months. And then she broke up with me after 6 months. I'm still angry about it now. And that kind of messed my head up, because I'd been with these 2 people before who I had 2-3 years with.
Yeah.
And like we got to really know each other, and got very kind of like intimately acquainted over a long period of time. But then with this other girl who I was only with for 6 months, it was like she got to know me and then rejected me.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
That's
yeah.
even worse.
Yeah, exactly.
Than not
yeah.
being called
Yeah.
back after the first date,
Yeah.
because then it's like, whatever, you didn't even give me a chance.
Yeah.
But
Like,
you've
okay, but
known
got
me.
to know
You got
then
to
you
know
don't-
me, the core of
Exactly.
me, and now you're throwing me to the curb.
Exactly. How
Oh,
much more
man.
brutal is that? You know, if you've been with someone for 3 years and then it doesn't work out for some reason,
Yeah.
you can kind of go, okay, fair enough.
That's
3
kind
years,
of hard
we
too, I
tried.
think.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
Because
yeah,
you like really
yeah.
get to know it. Because I said like a switch boyfriend, that's not really true.
Yeah.
I had a few really long relationships, and I think that's kind of hard to leave, because you get so dependent with the person.
Yeah.
You need the person so much.
I
around
wouldn't
you.
know.
You
I
got
think
me.
that's
You
true.
got a long
Yeah,
relationship
that's
with me
true.
now.
I'm not going to break up with you, though. You better not fucking leave me
No,
either.
I'm never leaving.
You never know. You might hate something that the other one eats, and then, you know, it all just spins out of control from there. Like, it could happen.
It could happen.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. All of a sudden, we're
Terrible.
cutting onions, and she's cutting them the wrong way.
Yeah.
And then I start throwing
It's
knives.
the
and-
details.
Oh,
Yeah.
indeed.
But no, like the 6 month thing actually, I think for me was harder than the 2-3 year ones, because like I said, it was like suddenly, oh God, like this person sort of really like we had what was meant to be the best bit of a relationship.
Yeah.
Normally like the beginning is when you're really excited
Yeah.
and it's really good, and then suddenly it was like boom, no, I don't want to be with you.
Do you want to talk about it?
No, she said what did she say? She said it just didn't
It's
feel
not
right.
you, it's me.
It probably was that, you know. I'm not even sure. I think I've just scrubbed it from my memory because it was so unpleasant.
No, I prefer if someone said, actually, it is you.
Yeah.
It's not me.
Honesty is the best policy.
Exactly.
You know? Yeah. But yeah, and then I kind of just went crazy single for like 2 years after that, or 2.5 years after that, because I didn't have any self-worth at all, because I thought this person got to know me and then thought I was no good.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But it's
You know,
really,
break
it's so
your
hard
confidence.
to, when someone leaves you. That
Yeah.
happens to me this summer. And that was really like the first time I was shocked, like dumped and shocked.
Yeah.
I didn't see it coming at all.
Yeah.
Like when you have this long relationship, you can see that it's ending, and you have this couple of months when it's like bad, and you want, so it's really hard when that happens. I understand that you have
That
a
was the
tough
same.
period, yeah.
But how was it being single, like immediately having your heart broken and going back out there? How long did it take you guys? Do you remember?
What do you mean by
Like,
out there?
like maybe, going on dates, sleeping around, or enjoying being single. Like, at what point did you enjoy it? Or did you ever?
Like weekends, you enjoy weekends, and then you hate like Monday, Sunday. It's like the worst.
Yeah.
Because then you have to be on your own, and you don't have anyone to cook dinner with, and like all the stuff you like enjoy doing with someone else when you used to live with someone. And that's like Sundays were so hard. And one of my friends was like, I wanted to call my ex like every Sunday, and she was like, okay, now you have to get on Tinder and get some likes so you feel like appreciated, because I was really lonely in the beginning.
Yeah.
But what's good for me, because I was in summertime, so you can like hang out with friends a lot and do stuff, and I think that kind of saved me.
I think one of the things that I found difficult was the fact that the age that I was, the majority of my friends were in a long-term relationship.
Oh.
So say that you go to a party with some of your friends, and everyone else there is in a couple, and it means that you kind of don't want to do the same things as your friends.
Yeah.
So sometimes your friends will be like, oh yeah, we're all having dinner, come
Yeah.
over,
You're not
and you think
invited.
it's going to be me and 4 couples.
Yeah.
I think I'm probably going to pass. That's a very difficult thing to have to go to again and again and again and again. And your priorities are completely different, because when you're a single person, you think, I want to go out tonight and I want to be around other single people. And realistically, how often are your friends who are in couples going to want to go to a club?
Never.
Like, doesn't happen
or
too
some.
much.
I know some
But
couples,
yeah.
but
But
still.
mostly, a lot of my friends also have kids.
Yeah.
They got like they were getting like their second child, and like now all of my like old girlfriends are
mothers or
are
becoming
pregnant
mothers,
or mothers. So I really felt like I was in the wrong place of my life,
Yeah.
because I'm getting 35 this summer. So everyone is like really stabilized jobs and families and buying their bigger apartments, and I was like, I'm hanging out with 25-year-olds and like, felt like
Going
I was so
Yeah.
like, who the fuck am I?
You are Julia
Getting my
Lindström,
sh-
director
my-
extraordinaire.
Yeah, my skirts were getting shorter, and like, okay, I'm in this tragic leopard lady, sings karaoke.
I don't think that is tragic, because
No, I
the
love
thing-
it.
Yeah, exactly. It's super fun.
It's so me.
Like, and also like once you get to enjoy it,
Yeah.
like once you can enjoy the being single, I did have a really good time, and I relearned self-worth
Yeah.
through going out and like being on Tinder and kind of meeting people and going on loads of random dates. And like, I do think I did enjoy that. Like, I'm not ashamed of enjoying that at all.
No.
Like, it was really, really fun. I think we're actually living in the golden age of singledom in some ways,
Yeah.
Being
Yeah,
single-
definitely. You get to meet a lot of people, but I find Tinder sort of, because I've been mostly single, and I think my deepest fear is like to be in a relationship. So I'm very comfortable being by myself. I'm independent on me is what it's called. But And, you know, I'll meet some people, but I usually get tired of guys very easily. Like, I'll go on a couple of dates, we'll hang out for a bit, and then, like,
the dates are horrible. It's not. It's not
awful.
Nice. They're not so funny.
No,
and then it's like
funny, but they're not. And
No,
then they
it's
get stressed out because I'm funny.
Because
I'm
they always,
hilarious.
and they're like so happy about it. And you're like, oh, how can I get out of there? So I had this trick. I always go to the toilet and I get my, like, I come back with speed, like, take my jacket, like, okay, bye.
Just run straight
Rush out.
Yeah, because, you know, if you get, like, talk about, you know, you're going to stay for another beer or something. So it's, you have to have these strategies to leave.
But you've been on a lot of Tinder dates, haven't you?
No.
No?
Not so many.
No. Have you?
Yeah, I went on a lot.
I think
Anyone that stand out?
Any particular Tinder date? I could say some quite mean things now.
Yes, go for it. I know I said Ekkokammer is going international, but I doubt anyone in the UK is going to listen to this.
Okay.
So go for it.
So I think there's a very funny thing with Tinder. So, and any kind of online dating app like that, which is that basically people have got really good at taking photos of themselves now. I don't know if you guys are aware of this, but like,
I'm aware, trust me.
There's like kind of, I had by the end of my time doing online dating, I had like a kind of red flag thing where basically if they didn't have any pictures that were taken from like straight on, then it was always definite swipe left.
Oh, that's smart.
Yeah, and if they didn't have any pictures that were with other people, that was a definite swipe left.
I don't think I have pictures. I'm gonna have to check my Tinder now.
Yeah, you got to check. You got to check.
Like, what is on my profile?
And also, like, just a normal photo of you being a normal person in a normal place. Because like people who take all these crazy, like, super kind of harshly filtered photos from crazy angles of themselves, I tended to find were either like terrible narcissists or were just yeah.
That's me. I actually have.
Can you show it?
I have. Maybe I can show it.
That's good.
Also.
That one was straight on.
Okay, this is straight on.
You have to describe it.
Okay, so for those of you who are not watching us on YouTube,
Babe.
I'm showing my Tinder profile.
It's her.
This is me as a babe,
Yeah.
with a drink.
Whoa, funny.
That's me
that's
also
even more
as a babe, showing my different hairstyles. That's
Yeah.
important. But there are people in this one in the background. This
Oh,
is me.
That one's just, that
Super
is just
babe.
you. Hang on, is
Yeah.
there someone in the background? Oh yeah, okay, there is. Yeah.
And then that's me smoking,
Yeah.
because a lot of people say they don't like smokers.
Yeah,
It's
that's
good to make
important to
people
smoke in
Yeah.
the picture so you don't get this
Yeah.
boring guys. Yeah.
And then
really important.
that's my fro.
Yeah.
I think it's a good selection of photos.
And that's me being pensive.
I would welcome a photo of you with your group of friends.
Okay. I'll put that
I
on.
don't want to be in your Tinder profile, please.
What? Why not? But you know what's actually, like, if you have a picture, because a lot of times I'll see a photo with a group of friends and I'll be like, that guy, he's hot. And then I swipe to see the next one. It's like,
Oh, it's the wrong guy.
fuck.
Yeah, blessing and a curse.
Always.
Seriously. Yeah. That's always the way. I
Yeah.
think you see a group photo, never group photo first,
No.
because then it's almost always going to be a disappointment
Yeah.
when you go to the next one and
Can
you
you
find out
date
who
the
it
whole
is.
group like at the same time?
Well,
Like
they
you
have
get-
that now.
You had that now, yeah.
No.
Yes, they have.
Yeah, and in London they do. I don't know if they have
Really?
it here, but now they have this thing where if you have friends who have Tinder profiles,
Yeah.
you can invite people on double dates and triple dates and stuff.
Are you
Yeah.
serious? We should definitely do that, Julia.
No. We should definitely not do that.
No, we should. We should definitely do
I
it.
don't want. No.
Why not? Come on, we'd have so
I don't
much
have
fun.
Tinder anymore actually because I'm now happy being single, so I don't need it.
But I'd say this, right? This is the thing about Tinder that I think is really actually good. So there's two things. The first one is if you're like me and you're actually not very good at speaking to people in bars. Like I've never been good at that, and I was never the kind of guy who can just walk up to a girl who I find attractive and go, "Hello, how's it going? You know, this is who I am, etc., etc." Tinder is the icebreaker, you know.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Tinder, you just go, boom, there you go, you're connected. As long as you can have a coherent conversation with them by text and then meet them in person.
How long did you text before you met them?
Sometimes like a week, I don't know.
Oh,
It would take ages
God.
sometimes. A lot of effort. Yeah, you know, it took up a lot of my time.
Yeah, but I
Don't
think
get me
that's what I
wrong.
liked with Tinder.
Yeah.
That like I didn't like to meet them because they were never no fun in like real life. It was more
Yeah.
fun to like text with them.
Yeah.
But then,
So I had this extra boyfriends, and I'm like, no, I don't want to meet you.
but that's the thing. You invest the time. You've then got to go and meet them in person to find out if it was worth it or not. I kind of enjoyed that. I mean, it
Yeah, I
rarely
understand.
was, but
That's
yeah.
okay. Yeah.
But then the second thing I think is good about it is that it let me meet people who I never would normally have met.
Yeah.
So like,
Yeah.
you know how your social groups kind of define who you're able to meet in terms of your relationships in a
Yeah.
way. So like, you'll most of the time when you end up with a boyfriend or a girlfriend, it'll be a friend of a friend, or it'll be someone who's related to somebody else who you know, or something like that.
Which makes the breakups really awkward.
Yeah, well, indeed. yeah. Tinder breakups less awkward because you have nothing in common with that person. No. But like, it allows you to kind of move into social places that maybe you can't normally go, and maybe you meet people who exist in a completely different world to you. And I actually quite like that. I met some very interesting people who I never would have met in my
Are you friends
life.
with some of them still?
No.
Good.
But what I thought was like really annoying in the beginning when I became single was like all my friends like, it's so good for you to be single, it's so good for you to be alone, and you have to take your own time and blah blah blah. And I was so like provoked by that, but I don't want to be single. I love to share my life with other people. I hate being alone. And why do I have to be that? It's like this, we have this kind of like you said, like this single golden age or something, and we have this individuals should be like
individualism.
And I come from quite a big family. I love to hang out with my friends or be with someone to share.
But I feel it's kind of like the opposite.
So annoyed by that.
Like everyone is. What's really annoying about being single is when people are like, "Oh, you're single. Oh, really? Oh my God, you're so pretty though. You're so cool.
But do people do
Why
that?
are you single? Oh, all the time.
Shit, that's so.
Yeah.
That's really annoying, and it's demeaning
crazy.
in many ways. It's like as if I'm single.
But is it like in every kind of community, or is it in different groups?
Yeah, I guess. But it's still a thing where people always assume that you should be in a couple.
Yeah.
That you should be. You'll meet someone.
Because that maybe I don't get it because I have a lot of boyfriends.
Yeah.
Maybe before, so that's why they're like, okay, good. That's so good for you, Julia.
Yeah.
Finally.
You're good.
Focus on work.
But also, I do think like there's something worthwhile about being single for a certain amount of time, because of the fact that it allows you to kind of, if you don't already, which I know I certainly didn't when I was first single, if you don't already kind of love yourself and you're not happy in your own skin, then it allows you to learn to be happy in your own skin.
Yeah.
And I learned that in the process of being single for a long time. And the point at which I started really enjoying my singledom was when I was like, I'm fine with this. This is great. Like, I'm having a lovely time. It gets to the weekend, and I'm like, I don't have to think, oh, I wonder what they're doing this weekend. Oh, I better not decide to do that just in case their mum wants to come and visit. Or what. Like that. Those concerns went out.
Okay.
And so then I'd get to a weekend, I'd be like, wow, this is great. I can do
But I
whatever
think
I want.
yeah.
Whereas before I hated that.
Yeah.
It got to a point where actually I really liked that. And only when I felt that comfortable was I then kind of ready to go into another relationship. And that's me, obviously, it's different for everybody. But actually after about a year of feeling that way, I then met the person who I'm engaged to now.
But how did you guys meet?
Funny story. We met in a bar in Lisbon the night that Portugal won the football European Championship.
Shit,
So,
what a night.
Yeah, so the whole city was going crazy.
Yeah.
And there was like thousands and thousands of people just on the street partying.
Yeah.
And in typical me style, I walked into a bar. It's in this place called Bairro Alto in Lisbon. It's very small bars. Okay. And I was with my friends. I was on holiday with my friends. And I walked up to a bar and I was just ordering some drinks. And Lisa actually came up to me and tapped me on the shoulder and said, oh, hello, what's your name? Where are you from? And so obviously, even in finding the person who I'm still with now, I didn't start the conversation. Yeah.
I'm not being single.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. True to form, I was not the icebreaker, Lisa was. So, yeah.
That's cool.
She's cool.
Yeah.
She is cool.
Yeah.
It's cool to be with cool people. I like hanging out with cool people. I don't like uncool people or boring people.
But I kind of always started my relationships also. Like jag såg till att det blev.
You took responsibility.
I took
you made
responsibility
sure.
over the relationship. Like, okay, now we have to get together because we like each other. Come on, let's be honest.
Let's get this rolling.
But now I feel like I really want someone to choose me a bit, and that's been really nice. Like when the panic has, the first week being single was horrible, but then like, okay, my psycholog.
You're a psychologist.
I went there twice.
Psychologist.
Yeah. Psychologist. I don't know.
Because it's a psychiatrist, it's a doctor, and it's usually medicated, and you're not medicated.
Not that I
Or
know
are
of.
you?
Not that I know of.
Not yet.
No, not yet. After this, I will. No, but she said like, okay, the first 4 months might be hard, but then it's gonna be good. So okay, 4 months I can do that.
4 months.
But I think it's like after the summer it was quite nice, like 2 months maybe. But what were we talking about? We were talking about responsibility. That I don't want to have that much responsibility anymore in a relationship. I want to share it more with the other person.
So people usually
and
give
that thing
you
I think is nice because you get to learn that because I feel more what I need.
Of course.
Because I was used to like having all these relationships like
But we have to talk about the loneliness of being single because it's often most of the time is pretty cool, and it's nice. I can do whatever I want, but at some points it's really lonely too.
Can you tell us about your loneliness?
About my loneliness. Oh man, I shouldn't have started this. Anyway, no, but like sometimes
when you feel lonely.
When I feel lonely, I always watch Grey's Anatomy because then I'm not alone. Those are some of my best friends on the show. But then it's nice to like meet someone, but it never works out. Never works out for me. Why?
Because you like being lonely.
Yeah.
Because
oh my God.
You like your Grey's Anatomy so much.
Yeah. And I'm afraid that if I met someone, they wouldn't allow me to.
Come on.
Okay, I'm bullshitting.
Yeah, come on. Yeah. But also maybe you've just not met somebody who made you happy enough to want to give up how happy you are just being you, and that's fine.
Wow, that's deep.
There's
Exactly it.
There's nothing wrong with that.
No, definitely not.
It's just obviously that you have an incredibly high standard for yourself.
Yes.
Because you are very happy just being yourself.
Yeah.
And until you meet somebody who's going to improve on that, why would you give it up?
Actually, sometimes I'm going to admit this. I find my own thoughts more interesting than the person sitting in front of me talking, like on dates.
Do you feel that often when we hang out?
No,
okay,
no.
Good.
Then I wouldn't be hanging out with you. But that's what happens when
With
I
guys,
when
I
I
know.
date someone and they're boring me, and then I just start fantasizing about like, oh, I could write a scene about
how boring this
is.
is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
but
then
it's
I'll
also
just
something when you get to know a person like better, like when it's like a deep friendship or relationship, then it's more nice to like share things. I think in the beginning it's kind of hard because you don't really know each other, and you always feel like the other person wants to impress you some way, and you want to impress the other people, so you like are more in your head and then in your like body and heart or whatever.
And also it's the thing about being put up like on a what's it called? Do you say
Pedestal?
Pedestal? Yeah, like. Oh, you're so amazing. You're all these things. I don't want someone to compliment me all the time.
No, you need.
I just want someone to, treat me as an equal.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but not everybody does. Not everybody does want to be complimented all the time, and there's nothing wrong with that either. Maybe you just need to find that guy who's just going to tell you that he thinks you're average, and he's perfectly happy.
Well, I
with
tried that
yeah.
once, and it ended very badly.
Oh.
That was the previous episode. We talked about that. The gangster. Yeah. Oh well.
No gangsters. I had this gangster summer thing. This summer, Alexis.
Bad boys.
Yeah,
boys
but
for life.
bad boys aren't bad boys. They're just
People
they
who never
want to
grew
be
up.
bad boys.
yeah, kind of like this
They're
guy.
children
He's living at his friend's house in his basement, and he's completely fine with that. And he's turning 35, and I was like, yeah, this is really nice. Like hang out in his boys' room, Then after a while, it's like this is not nice.
What I want to know is,
But I think it's maybe it was safe because it was so far away from like the relationships I had before. Like we were living together, it was so serious, and we're talking about kids and blah blah blah. Which cities should we live in, Oslo or Stockholm or? And this was like this is so far from being serious. So maybe there was like a good rebound for me.
Yeah.
I'm intrigued though. Like the first time that you met, did he say, "Hey, do you want to come back to my friend's place and sleep in the basement?" Or like, what was the?
No. It was actually a Tinder date.
I feel like Tinder's getting a bad rap in this podcast.
Yeah, but I really liked him though. I hanged out with him. Like it was nice sex. No, I don't really remember how it happened, but yeah, he told me he was living at his friend's house, and I was like, yeah.
You found out eventually, regardless. Yeah. Cool. In a way. But also a lot of times I feel like if I tell, like I have to be like a representative, like very pro singleness, because if not, people will feel sorry for me, like, oh, Ami, you haven't found someone, you will find someone. And so even at times when it does get lonely or when I do want, like, then I also deny myself ever wanting anything else.
I think that
Yeah.
Sorry, apologies. That in itself, I think, is a damaging attitude. Like people coming to you and saying, "Oh, don't worry, it's going to be okay. You'll find somebody," because that enforces the idea that it's somehow you're not okay on your own.
Yeah, exactly.
And all that does is make people who are single feel worse about being single, and
But
not
when
actually
is it
like
the
it's an
worst
okay
time
thing.
for you to be single? For me, it's when I have to eat dinner. I think it's so boring to eat by yourself and to cook food only for me. It feels
That's when you need Grey's Anatomy, girl.
It feels like waste, and then I just it's so boring. And also like do the shopping for food shopping is called
Food
gross.
shopping, grocery shopping,
shopping.
food shopping.
Food shopping.
As long as it's shopping, we're happy.
Exactly.
That's
Makes me
perfectly
happy.
legitimate English. That's what we call it. Food shopping. Yeah.
But that's I think that's really like
Good to know.
because that's a social thing for me, because I have this big family, or you hang out with friends or whatever, and it's like really, it's so lonely to like watch the TV when you eat, I think.
But I really, really love being by myself. Sometimes, like watching TV by myself and stuff.
Yeah. But we just about eating. I mean, it's like because you want to. So you come from this idea, you share food with like other people, like you two. You have a lot of a big family, and like it's that part of the day you have to. Okay, what happened during the day? How do you? Yeah, you have this time to like.
And also, I live with
out.
people, like with some of my closest friends, so it's like having a family.
Yeah.
That's what I was going to say. I've never lived alone, so I've never had to go through that.
No, but I also choose to live by my own now.
Yeah,
when
yeah,
I became single, because I lived with you before.
Yeah.
And that was really, I think, as a good thing for me.
Yeah.
To actually really take care of the loneliness and why I felt so lonely in the beginning, because and now I don't. Now I feel it's nice to come home and to be by myself. I don't feel lonely. I feel more like.
That's good.
Yeah, it's really good. But I think I had to go through that like by myself.
But you were saying, Nick, something about like the loneliness when you were single.
Yeah. I found it very difficult when I was single and I was actually like not happy with it to express that to male friends.
Yeah.
Because of the fact that it's really hard, I think. I don't know if this is the same with girls. I might be completely generalizing. But it's very difficult to be fragile and to say to other male friends of yours, actually, I'm really unhappy about something, which isn't like a major kind of typical sad event in my life.
Yeah.
It's just my current situation. I'm lonely and I feel like I need someone else in my life. And that's like a very difficult thing to share because it's not there's almost nothing they can say.
Yeah, but that's when you want someone to listen and be like, it's okay.
Yeah.
And not tell you, oh, you're going to find someone, but actually take it seriously what you're saying. Like right now, I'm unhappy with my life.
But people are like afraid of unhappiness.
Yeah.
Also, I think many people they feel the need to come with a solution. And you don't need that. You just want to like tell people like, okay, I'm unhappy. I don't like the situation. And everyone's like, okay, don't focus on that. You don't need anyone. Focus on
positive.
Work.
Think positive.
No,
positive
it's so
things.
nice.
Yeah.
It's like, no, it's not nice. And I because I think it's a good part of life to not have it so nice all the time.
Yeah.
It's not. It's
Yeah. You gotta have
it
context.
can be nice to be unnice.
Nice.
Niceness. But it's sort of like a big taboo. Taboo? Do you say that in English?
Yeah, absolutely
taboo?
right.
Yeah. To be unhappy.
Because you're not more happy in a relationship or as a single, I think. You have the same unhappiness in you in as
regardless.
Of course.
Regardless, yeah.
But it's I really find that interesting though.
Yeah, but isn't it like
then
you have to be so happy and so
yeah.
healthy and so perfect all the time?
And then you put on the mask and pretend to be happy.
But sometimes when I'm the most unhappy, I'm the happiest also, if it makes sense. Because
Not
you're so
really.
in contact in your like emotions and you feel like it's
Okay,
true
yeah.
to your feelings, that you're not
You're
like
honest.
have the
You're
mask
being
or-
honest.
Yeah, exactly. And that's a nice thing, even though it's painful.
Yeah.
You know how like I don't know if this is the same, but certainly in England, if I said to one of my friends, "Oh, how's it going?" and like, "How are you?" and they said to me, "Oh, actually, you know what, mate, I'm really not very good." My instant reaction is to go, "Oh, god damn it."
No,
You know?
no,
Like-
it's set. I'm like, okay.
Now we're talking.
So
Now,
you're ready.
okay.
You're ready for the
Love
last
it.
tip. Yeah.
I love it when people
Because
aren't.
you're the most fun. You're the funniest. When people are angry, they are so funny. Because you're like so true to yourself. You see all this
Yeah.
weird stuff, and it's like, okay, look at this. What is this? This is so crazy.
But
you
it's
know?
actually really helpful when I get really angry and I'm with Julia. She'll just start laughing, or she'll just take a step back and observe me and be like, "You're hilarious, Ami. You're amazing."
Yeah.
I'm like,
And
"What?"
and like your true feelings comes
Yeah.
out, and it's like so nice.
Is that just me? Maybe I have no empathy. Whenever I ask
No,
my
no,
friends,
no.
how are you? I
I'm
just want them
more-
to go, yeah, I'm fine.
It's more as me. I'm psycho. Like, yeah, so funny. you
She's
being
a
angry,
director, you know, so she
Everything is interesting.
yeah, everything about the
Not.
human condition. Well, some of the things.
I believe. Yeah. That was the thing
Sorry.
that happened last night with these two men that were really angry with me.
Oh yeah.
They were so angry with me because they thought I was trying to tell them how to make films, and because I think maybe I kind of had an attitude like I know a lot about human condition.
drunk, happy.
So what did you say to them? What annoyed them so much?
Oh no! I just said, isn't it fantastic with film that we can watch film, and the audience can understand what both of the characters are feeling in a relationship, but while we are up in the relationship ourselves, we cannot understand the other person.
Yeah,
Like
in
we
real
have
life.
this. I think that's really, really interesting.
Deep.
Yeah, I'm so deep, and maybe that's why they went so angry, because until they were not so deep.
Because
probably
they were
producers.
old as well, and they're like,
Yeah, and men.
don't tell me how to make films.
But I don't. I'm telling you, it's so fantastic. And then he said, "Come up with something new." And I was like, "Yeah, I'm telling you why I like films." And then he went away out of the room because he was so mad. And then he came back and told me one more time, "Don't tell me how to make film." Okay, bro. Chill.
That sounds like a very insecure man.
Yeah,
He's
It's
probably
I-
single.
Yeah.
No, in a really unhappy relationship.
Either that, or one of his friends had said to him 5 minutes before, "You're gonna find
That's
someone,
what-
man. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, exactly.
It's gonna be okay."
Oh, he was
Yeah.
probably really nice, and I was like, young and happy, you know.
He's probably got kids. He was just really tired.
And his kid is probably
He
my
doesn't
age.
sleep.
Yeah.
I reminded him that he was dying, maybe. You know.
Yeah. That's a horrible thing to be faced with. But that's actually one more thing. People are always afraid of dying alone.
Yeah.
Like, that's a deep fear, I think, that's in a lot of people. But me, I'm not afraid of death. Yeah.
But why do you think people are afraid of dying alone?
I think people are afraid of death.
I think
And
people
they
are
don't
afraid
wanna
of being
face-
alone and
Yeah.
and feeling alone.
And obviously
Like
dying.
when in the end of life that if you're alone, it's like a proof of your loneliness.
Like
through
that you
life.
failed.
But I think a lot of people are lonely, even if they're in relationships or have a lot of friends or whatever, and we're really afraid of loneliness because I think it's in our natural behavior to like share things
Yeah.
with each other,
Yeah.
and we need to be touched, and we need to
And
be
also,
seen and all that.
yeah, and love is also like this is the most beautiful thing we have. And
Yeah,
it's
and I
what
love
makes
to
us
take
human.
care of
Yeah.
other people, and that's like that's like other girlfriend, like male, female thing, and I really liked being in a relationship to like take care of someone, and they take care of me too. It's not only that I should be like a mommy kind of girlfriend, but I think a lot of people is like, no, you shouldn't do that. Take care of yourself. It's so good for you. But it's also like it's really nice to share stuff. It's really nice to be nice to someone, and to feel that you're needed and the person needs you back. You know,
Well,
it's
it
really
makes you happier
Yeah,
if
it's
you
love.
give.
It's
Giving
so-
is the key to happiness.
to be nice and kind. Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. But I wonder. I'm wondering what you said. If the reason people are so scared of dying alone is because it's like your most vulnerable moment. You know,
Yeah.
in your life, the bit where you are most vulnerable is going to be like those
Yeah.
last few days where you think, oh, I'm actually going to die, and there's nothing I can do,
Yeah.
and you're never going to feel more exposed than you are then.
And that's
I
what
think
scares
that's-
me of not being alone, is being that exposed and having someone see me that exposed.
Really?
Yeah, I think
Sharing
so.
is- yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I'm cool with being the one that's there holding your hand while you're dying, but it's being in the vulnerable position that's scary, I think.
Do you think that is also why you don't have a boyfriend?
Probably.
Yeah, but I think it's scary to show your vulnerable sides to other people.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Like, I can share a lot of things. Like, I'm sitting here, I'm doing this podcast, and I share a lot of different things, but those
You
aren't...
talk about it, but it's a different
yeah.
thing to be vulnerable. and, like,
Exactly.
yeah. But I think everyone has a problem with that,
Yeah.
more or less.
Of course. Yeah. I
And
think so.
it's hard. How do you get when you find yourself in that vulnerable position?
Closed off.
Do you have how do you react? Because I'm trying to be so cool, and that's like it's so embarrassing because everyone can see through it. But still, I'm like, yeah, I don't care about you. Do you think I care? It's like a 5-year-old.
I think I deal with it pretty well. I'm pretty good at putting up some sort of wall, but without other people noticing the wall, I guess, maybe. You might notice. But I'll usually leave early or go and be by myself.
Yeah,
and I write. And that's why I guess I don't feel so lonely, because I have my writing.
Yeah.
Don't you feel like it's a good thing to be able to kind of share your vulnerabilities with somebody else, so it kind of takes a bit of the pressure off?
Sometimes. Yeah, definitely. Like, it does help. But that's like with my writing. Because I write poetry and whatever, but I don't really share it with a lot of people. But when I do, that's like that. Then I'm giving you the insight of me and my mind, my truest heart.
Yeah, you do, but it's also a text. It's also like a medium that it's not.
Yeah. But it's a more comfortable
different thing to share it
way.
in the room, the feelings you have, and sitting beside you, than reading your text. I think it's a.
But that's also really nice
because
we were talking about yesterday, even just sitting beside someone.
Yeah.
Instead of, because a lot of times.
Instead of quoting,
Yeah.
We talked about
Instead of sitting like face to face, facing off.
Yeah. That was the.
In a confrontation.
Yeah.
We're trying to figure something out. If the person just sits right next to you, you can feel a lot more.
You can see what the person are seeing, like through their
from the perspective.
Instead of like talking like this.
Like
That's a very good point.
Confronting,
Maybe we should all start dating, sitting side by side.
Yeah, but
but
it has
sitting
to be a
opposite.
theory, because it's so nice when you like a promenade, when you walk with someone you don't know so good, and you don't have to have eye contact all the time. You often have really good talks with that person.
Yeah.
And I think it's the same thing that you like. Yeah.
Exactly.
It's not so.
It's because it's not so direct.
Yeah, exactly.
You feel like you can just put things out into the world.
Yeah.
And if that person happens to hear it, then great.
Yeah, exactly.
But you're not saying it directly to them.